What's going on, everybody? So, today we're going to be talking about the drop that we had in Bitcoin and the whole overall market, the recent drop, why exactly everything's going down, where we're expected to be going down to, and what's more than likely going to happen next. So, anyways, I'm going to be talking about that today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. So, right now we're at 93K Bitcoin. As you can see, it's dropping pretty fast here. Just looking at the prices, it's going down really, really fast. So we're about to see 90K soon, and this is a flash. I guess you can call it somewhat of a flash crash, but it's not as big as it seems. But it is a big deal to some people who are doing, like futures trading. Some people, a lot of liquidations are going on right now. Actually, over $300 million they said was liquidated through futures. So yeah, that's a lot of money getting liquidated right now. A lot of people were expecting Bitcoin to continue to go above 100K. So they were longing their positions on the future market with Bitcoin. And now you're seeing a lot of those people are losing money. Huge drops down all the way from 102K up here, all the way down to 92K in literally less than 24 hours. Well, it's probably been about 24 hours now. But yeah, it's a whole $10,000, from 102,000 to 92,000 so far, just gone. Like, that's a lot of money. So I just kind of want to show where we're at now with this and how much we're down by now. So if you actually look at the overall market cap here for Bitcoin, you can see at the peak, Bitcoin was 3.9 trillion inside of this is total crypto market cap at 3.9 trillion, right? And now, if you're looking at it now, you can see we are way, 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 way lower at 3.5 trillion. So that was as of yesterday, and we've actually went down a lot more since yesterday. So we're actually lower than that now. We're actually at 3.4 trillion now inside of total market cap for the crypto market. So from 3.9 trillion to 3.4 trillion. So that's a lot of money. Approximately about $500 billion just liquidated out of the crypto markets within 24 hours. $500 billion. That's a lot. But just think about it. Like, this is kind of how altcoin season goes. I think we're entering into an altcoin season. Everything kind of starts dropping, especially Bitcoin. Money flows out of Bitcoin. And a lot of times when the money flows back in the crypto, all the money flows back in. But a lot of the money that left Bitcoin tends to flow into all the other cryptos. So even though everything else is already down, we're probably going to see a lot of the money that flew out of these other coins going back into the other coins, but then the money coming out of Bitcoin may also go into the other coins. So this is a possibility. It's not 100% proven right now. This is just something that I'm kind of looking at. So I think it could be the start of our altcoin season. So that could be a good thing for us. If you look here, Bitcoin at the peak was 2,139,867,901,171. So that's the market cap at the peak, which is pretty much $2.13 billion or $2.13 trillion. But yeah, that's a lot of money. 2.13 trillion. And if you actually look at where we went all the way down to, where we're pretty much at now, 1.8 trillion. Well, 1.84 trillion. So that's a huge difference. 1.84 trillion all the way down there at the bottom, coming from 2.13 trillion. So most of the money that actually left the market was Bitcoin. So yeah, we've seen a lot of money flowing out of Bitcoin from there. So it is what it is, but you just got to be patient. We should definitely be having a nice recovery soon. But yeah, most of that money coming out of Bitcoin is kind of a good thing, because if you think about it, all this money could easily flow back into the other cryptos, like I was saying before. But yeah, everything's still going down. We're still having our little flash crash here. So it's probably going to keep going down for a little bit longer. This is going to present good buying opportunities for people that are trying to get some cheap cryptos at some good prices. So you could probably find some good buying opportunities in here. A lot of these cryptos are down a lot. So just imagine how much you could really scoop up here. Now it's probably going to go down a little bit more. But like I said, you never know when it's going to stop. Now we're already at 93.2K. So if you think about it, just a second ago when we looked at this, we were at like 93.9K, 93.8, now 93.2. We're seeing like huge drops inside of this market right now. And it even touched 92K like while we're going over things. So we're probably going to see it going down a little bit more. Looking at the technical side of things, I do believe we're probably about to end up seeing 90K flat very soon. That's where our momentum wave bands are. Chart Prime, link in the description if you want to go ahead and get those indicators. But yeah, that's where our momentum wave band is. That's where our support bands are, which is pretty much showing where we're going now. We're probably going to end up hitting 90K soon. And if we break that 90K, we're easily going into 80K. And I did mention in a video yesterday that there was little to no resistance between 73K and 80K plus, like 73K to all the 80K areas from 80 to 89K. There's little to no resistance here. You see how when we got into this area, we went straight up. Well, that's going to be the same when we're on the way down. There's little to no resistance. So that's going to mean there's little to no support. If we break 90K, we're probably going to blow right through 80K and go down to like somewhere in the 70K range. Our last major resistance area was 73K. So what does that mean for our last major support? Well, it's going to be 73K. If we break 90K, the major support now is all the way here at 73K at that Fibonacci retracement. So we might actually see that if we break 90K. Now, doesn't mean it's just going to happen instantly. It's always a slow process, but you've seen how fast it just now happened from 102K to 93K. It could easily happen like that going down to 73. Now, doesn't mean it's going to happen like that. We could easily have a recovery. But what I am noticing here, one of the most important supports, 90K. That's looking like our most important support right now. So we do not want to go below 90K. It's a very, very, very important support line. If we go below that, you could probably kiss 90Ks goodbye. You're going to be seeing 80Ks, Bitcoin 83K, 73K. So that's kind of what I'm expecting right now. I'm expecting a lot of selling in the market, but this is probably going to be followed by a fast recovery. Bitcoin is just in such a good state right now that a lot of people are looking at it like they just want to buy it all up. Like all of the different institutional investors, banks, literally every company is trying to buy Bitcoin. Like everybody wants Bitcoin right now. They're going to probably buy this up. They're going to buy this sale up. But we're probably going to end up seeing a lot flowing to altcoins as well. So altcoin season coming up. So yeah, all is well there. I think this is a good thing. It's a good thing that we're having all these sales. Eventually, you're going to see the reversal, and it's going to be right back up to where we were before. Like it's really not a big deal at all. Even though people are trying to make it seem like it's a big deal, it's really not a big deal. Even if we go down to 73K, because we're probably going to almost immediately recover from that if we do go down to 73K. But that's the first major support. So if we really have an actual crash, 73K is probably going to be where we go if it's an actual crash. Right now, this is just a healthy pullback. This is a healthy pullback. We've seen the same thing when we got up to 108K. We've seen that go all the way down here to 92K. When we got up to 108K, we went down to 92K. Now we're back down to 92K again, 193, and this is a major support. It's really major support for us. So we might not go down below that, but if we do, you better bet that 73K is right on the horizon. So it's going to be a really interesting start to this new year. Very good start to the new year. You always want to see some type of volatility like this, even if it's to the downside, because we need to build that momentum back up for recovery. But let's see if we have enough momentum to bring us back up. If we do continue to rise from here and it does recover, 118, 119K Bitcoin is probably going to end up coming soon. If we break that 120K area, that's when we go into price discovery. And if we go into price discovery, there's no telling how high it'll go. Definitely not going to immediately go up to like 200K, right? It's not going to immediately do that if we break 120K, because that's where the next Fibonacci is. But price discovery could easily bring us from 120 to anywhere from 130 to I think 130K for price discovery could be possible when we break 120K. But yeah, 119K major resistance right there. If we actually can break that and get past 120, then we'll be very bullish on that side. Now, for the people wondering why exactly we seen Bitcoin dropping and why everything happened like that, it's because a lot of things, right? A lot of liquidations happened because of this. It's just a lot of stuff is going on. But anyways, let's read this article by CoinDesk. It says Bitcoin dips below 98K as strong U.S. economic data leads to $300 million of liquidation. So now it's at 500 million. But to kind of sum it all up here, the Bureau of Labor Statistics proved to be better than what they thought. So it rose to 8.1 million from 7.8 million for jobs openings. So yeah, they expected 7.8, but it went all the way up to 8.1. So that's good. And you're probably wondering why is something that's good causing Bitcoin to go down. Well, I'll tell you why. But anyways, it says also released at the same time, the ISM Services Purchasing Managers Index, pretty much gauged a higher than expected rate as well. They expected 53.3%, well 53.3, but instead what they got was 54.1. So this is going to continue to go up probably. um yeah, just a lot of stuff is going on here. And then while neither support generally tends to be much of a market mover, combined they shook the market up already, and the whole bond market got shook up. And then anything, it was sending the 10-year US Treasury yield higher by another 5 basis points. So they're really expecting no rate cuts pretty much for January, because these statistics, they're coming in so good. Now investors are like, well, if we're getting good statistics, do you really think they're gonna continue to cut the interest rates, right? Do you really think they're gonna continue to lower interest rates? So they're probably not gonna end up doing that, and that's kind of steering people away from like risky stuff like Bitcoin and all that. But yeah, they're really expecting for the Fed to no longer cut interest rates right now. So that was what was driving us up last year. Every time we had a rate cut, prices started increasing every time there was a rate cut. So it just makes the price of borrowing money cheaper. So now if the price of borrowing money isn't cheaper, are people going to continue to borrow that same money and throw it into Bitcoin, right? If it just stays the same. So that's just how it goes when you're dealing with these institutional investors. The smallest changes inside of financial markets can literally steer institutional investors to just sell a bunch of stuff, completely liquidate people, and just take a bunch of money out. $500 billion left the crypto market. And you know who's taking that 500 billion out? That's institutional investors. But that's literally a drop in the bucket. It's not even a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. So we're probably gonna end up seeing some recoveries coming soon for Bitcoin. It's not gonna. This is gonna be a short-lived drop. I don't personally think it's gonna go all the way down to 73K. That's just what you gotta look at, though. You just always gotta expect the worst to happen, but also prepare for the best, right? You can prepare for the best, but expect the worst. So I do believe that we're going to have a recovery here pretty soon. I don't think it's going all the way down to 73K. I think if anything, we pull back like how it did already to 93K, 92, 90K. If it breaks the 90K and goes into the 80K range, we got to see how far into the 80K range it goes. Now, because it might go into the 80K range, but stop at like 89, 88K before really, really being at the point of no return. Like if it goes down to like 85, 84, then you're probably going to see like 73K. But if it doesn't, if it just briefly touches that 80K range, then it could continue to go up from there. So I'm really expecting a fast, swift recovery for Bitcoin in the crypto markets. It's only a matter of time. But anyways, this is all I got for you all today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. If you want these automated trading indicators with Chart Prime, check out the link in the description. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys want me to go over next. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that. As always, I'll be back with another video.